Hey everybody, so in this review video I'll be discussing the nervous system, especially how the nervous system communicates with skeletal muscle to produce movement. So starting off with some arm circles here, every voluntary movement begins with the brain. Motor areas of the cerebral cortex generate electrical signals called action potentials. These action potentials travel through the central nervous system and ultimately reach motor neurons. The nervous system must process information rapidly to coordinate movements effectively and smoothly. And sensory receptors located in muscles, tendons, and joints continuously provide feedback regarding body position and movement. This sensory information allows the nervous system to make real-time adjustments during exercise. The motor neuron communicates with skeletal muscle at a specialized location called the neuromuscular junction. And when an action potential arrives at this neuromuscular junction, the neurotransmitter acetylcholine is thus released, and acetylcholine binds to receptors on the muscle membrane and initiates an electrical response within the muscle fiber. So you'll see here we're transitioning over to the TRX straps where we will be performing some body weight rows. So once the signal enters the muscle cell from the brain, excitation contraction coupling thus begins. This process links the electrical signal from the nervous system to the mechanical process of muscle contraction. Calcium is released within the muscle fiber and allows the contractile proteins actin and myosin to interact. This interaction between actin and myosin is explained by the sliding filament theory. Myosin heads bind to actin, thus performing a power stroke and shortening the sarcomere to produce force. ATP is required not only for muscle contraction but also for detaching myosin from actin, and the repeated formation and release of cross bridges between actin and myosin ultimately allows muscles to generate force, and the greater number of active cross bridges, the greater the potential force output. So as we finish up these body weight rows here in a few seconds, we're going to transition into a wall sit. Although there is little movement during this wall sit, ultimately, muscle contractions are still occurring. This is a perfect example of isometric contraction. The nervous system continues recruiting motor units to maintain force production. A motor unit consists of a motor neuron and all the muscle fibers it controls. And as force demands increase, additional motor units are recruited according to the size principle. Now, smaller motor units are recruited first just because they are more resistant to fatigue. And as intensity increases, larger motor units are activated to meet greater force requirements. Neuromuscular coordination is essential for both, athletic performance and activities of daily life. So just to kind of summarize everything up, movement depends on communication between the nervous system and skeletal muscle, from signal generation in the brain to force production within the muscle fiber.